Coming up with ideas can feel hard. The Facebook idea, the Spanx idea, or simply even if you're watching thinking, how do some of these people create these YouTube channels, these businesses, or you're in an industry and in your field and you're noticing that your competitors are doing something that's actually a little bit more interesting. You're thinking, wow, how do they do that? And I can't come up with something like that. So if you've had any insecurities or any doubts or any thoughts that you can't come up with an idea because you're not that special, you're not that creative, you're not that gifted, you're not that fill in the blank. Well, in this video, I'm actually going to be talking about how you, yes, you, exactly as you are, have absolutely everything you need to come up with the best ideas that could completely transform your business, your work, and your life. Hi, if you're new to my channel, my name is Jo Randolph. I'm a holistic career coach that can help you discover your gifts, fulfill your purpose, and create a joyful life. If you want to watch videos like this, come and join us and subscribe. I share new videos on topics like this every week. Coming up with ideas, I feel like there are two really main challenges that can come up. One is feeling like you can't come up with an idea because you're not that creative, you're not that smart. And the other thing is, how do you know that if you come up with an idea, it's actually a good idea for your business? It's a good idea for your job. It's a good idea for the company that you work at. How do you know that this idea is the ding, ding, ding? Let's just take it back for a moment. Let me share something. Susie Batiste is an entrepreneur who came up with an idea for Poo-Pourri, which is basically a spray that you put into the toilet. And when you do a number 2, the spray takes the smell away and it actually makes your poop smell absolutely divine. Her business ended up being a $240 million empire. And the crazy thing is that she'd been bankrupt twice and her previous ideas were complete failures. I ended up being mentored by her. I've actually become a mentor, helping her teach more people her work. And one of the things that I learned from her that absolutely blew my mind is that a little phrase that I said, which was Susie Batiste came up with the idea for her product. And one of the things I found quite fascinating was that actually she didn't come up with it. The story, whenever you're thinking about business owners, entrepreneurs, professionals, leaders who come up, that's normally the phrase, they come up with the idea almost like they are a genius sitting in their office doing something and they come up with an idea. And what I learned is that people don't actually really come up with ideas. They actually more like catch ideas. Dr. Bruce Lipton talks about how ideas are living organisms. So when you're thinking about maybe the Black Lives Matter movement, it's not just an idea. There's a reason why some ideas catch on. In other words, someone could share an idea, the idea could resonate with you, it sticks with you, it stays with you, and you share it with someone else, and they share it with someone else, and ideas can actually end up being viral. One thing that I find quite fascinating is that how is it that some people, it actually starts with them before it actually goes viral to other people? And the reason being is that they actually just caught the idea and they are sharing it with the world. It's not that they actually came up with the idea in the concept that it was a complete invention from their mind. It's actually more that an idea came to them. They pondered it, like in my last video I talked about the power of meditating and reflecting on people's problems. They processed it and they transformed that idea into a product, a service, an advert. It transformed it into something else that could then be shared with the world. So once I actually noticed that there's a distinction between that, I realized that, oh, I don't actually have to be the source of the idea. I can simply be the catcher of great ideas, and that is life-changing. So let me give you a real life example. So Sara Blakely, she is a billionaire and she is the founder of Spanx. Sara's story gets covered in so many magazines, so many people talk about her, and often when I hear people tell her story, they talk about how she was a saleswoman and she was selling fax machines and she was really struggling and she hated her job and she had failed her LSAT twice and she had a lot of failures. And people talk about how one day she came up with the idea of Spanx by when she cut the bottom of her pantyhose, she put it on and she looks in the mirror and she thought, I look good. And she realized this is an idea, and ta-da, she ran with this idea and this idea worked out. And whenever I hear that story, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. But one thing that I find really, really interesting is the one detail that a lot of people miss that I personally believe makes a huge difference. It's the connection between where you are without the idea and where you are with the idea. People talk about this jump, but they completely miss what actually enabled the jump to happen. And that is, first, she actually revealed that she prayed and tried to manifest a multi-million-dollar idea. She actually set out with the intention, I would like to have an idea that helps to make millions of dollars. That was her intention. Now, when I'm talking about millions of dollars, I'm not talking about making money for the sake of making money. Really, this is about changing lives. The more lives you change and the more meaningful difference you make in the world, and the more impactful your work is, or your product is, or your service is. And a consequence of that is money. That's just a way you can measure your level of impact in the world. And so when she had the thought of cutting her pantyhose and actually seeing that it fit, she had this sensation in her body that, oh, this could be something. And in her story, she always says she looked in the mirror and she thought, thank God for this idea. Meaning that she didn't actually feel like she came up with the idea. She asked for the idea and she tried to manifest, and through her prayers and through her meditation, my daughter, through her prayers and through her meditation. And so when she tried something and she realized, oh, this could work, she noticed that, oh my goodness, this makes me feel amazing. And if this makes me feel amazing, can you imagine how many people could feel amazing in these cut up pantyhose? There could be so many women that feel amazing with this. And then that ended up leading to her actually going full force with it and actually trying to make it happen. Really what I took out for this story is really three things. First, if you'd like an idea, this might sound simple, but sometimes the simple steps are the ones that we skip, which is simply ask for an idea. Ask for a world-changing idea. Ask for a life-changing idea. And the second thing is to actually listen out for ideas. Listen out for it. So I talked about this in my last video. If you're hearing someone talk, make a comment about someone's problems, that could be an idea. If you're doing something on your own and something's not working, something's broken, that could be an idea. If there's something that you've struggled with, you think other people could struggle with it, that could be an idea. Most important step, which is the last step, which is to catch the idea. The question that people often ask is, how do you know if it's a good idea for your business, for your marketing strategy, for your product, for your service? Well, normally you'll get goosebumps. You know, like if you go to a performance and you're watching a show and it looks amazing and you're hearing someone's voice and it's so good that it gives you goosebumps. Well, often when someone is so good that listening to them gives you goosebumps, guess what? You're not the only person that's feeling goosebumps. There will be so many people that will have goosebumps. When you have an idea, if you find yourself getting goosebumps, this could be a sign that you have found something that not only gives you goosebumps, but can actually give so many other people goosebumps too. And then you can really just see where it takes you. Now, next week, I'm going to be talking about what to do if you feel like the ideas that you have are failing, if it feels like the ideas that you're playing with are not working. If you feel that way, well, in the next week's video, I'm actually going to be talking about that. Now, just before I sign off, I am actually currently creating a course on how to discover your gifts and pursue your passion projects so you can do what you love for a living. If this course sounds of interest to you, simply click on the link in the description box below. Oh, and one last thing, which is, have you had any ideas which have given you goosebumps? Let me know by leaving a comment in the box below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Share it with a friend in case they find it interesting too. Anyways, I will see you again next week. All right, bye.